here. As Lucas Matisse looking to bounce back from the loss to Danny Garcia. We heard from his compatriot Marcos Maidana wishing him luck. They faced each other in the amateurs, and Matisse, who's a tattoo artist, actually gave Maidana's first tattoo. John Molina is hoping that he will not be tattooed by Matisse tonight. Round one is underway.
My old broadcast partner Sal Marciano used to say, don't go to the refrigerator. Well, this is a fight in which you do not want to go to the refrigerator because there may be lots of fireworks early.
Molina fighting for the second time at 140 pounds after moving up in his last fight and recording a second-round TKO in a Stay Busy affair. In his lone championship quest, lost in just 44 seconds to Antonio DeMarco in the fastest KO in lightweight championship history, but he feels he's brought his power up to 140, Al, as he just got touched with a right hand. Yeah, and that fight against DeMarco is unfortunately what is etched in the minds of many folks, but he was a great knockout puncher. Molina as a lightweight as well. We'll see if he can handle the rights like the ones he just took from Matisse, and can he hurt Matisse?
Yeah, that's the one question that I want answered. Can he hurt Matisse? He's coming up in weight, so he's a big puncher as well. He's not the biggest puncher.
Matisse, go ahead, Daniel, finish your thought.
Lucas is a bigger puncher, stronger puncher, but my thing is, if he can take a punch, well, I know for sure he'll be able to give it, so it'll be interesting to see how it all unfolds.
28 of Matisse's 32 knockouts have occurred inside 4 rounds. 20 of Molina's 22 knockouts have occurred within 5 rounds. So, again, things could happen in a hurry in this one.
Now, Molina has the advantage. Coming up, you would think he would be the smaller guy, but it seems as if he's the bigger. Obviously, we know he has a longer reach, and he looks to be stronger.
Well, we'll see. The stronger part we don't know yet because we don't know how he's going to take Matisse's punches and whether he will hurt him. But physically, he's up to being a 140-pounder. There's no question about that.
Physically, he looks it all the way.
He does.
And now guys are at that filling out process. Oh, good right hand.
And Molina backs up Matisse, tags him with the right hand. Matisse along the ropes. Molina going in and stepping back like the veteran that he is. Catches him with a right cross, misses with that right. Matisse comes back with a left hook.
Molina's right, has power, and he showed it early. But Matisse's landed several good left hooks.
And Matisse's legs look okay after taking that shot. Coming up on 30 seconds. Nice right hand to the body, followed by the left to the upper torso by Matisse.
Good right hand to the head of Matisse.
Matisse now has Molina momentarily on the ropes.
I'll go.
Final 15 seconds to this 140-pound contest as Matisse clips Molina's jaw with a right hand. Fistic fireworks, the order of the night between Molina and Matisse as we head to round number 2.
Let me get the water. Let me get the water. How do you feel? Are you okay? Did you hurt your hand? Come on. Let's try to recoup here. You need to box him, okay?
Well, an intriguing first round to say the least. First, later in the round, there was actually this Molina right hand that stunned Lucas Matisse, and yet another one by Molina. And so Lucas Matisse tasting the power of Molina. We said Molina had been a big right-handed puncher during his lightweight days, but Lucas Matisse using the hook to the body and the right hand later in the round to knock Molina backwards.
Round 2 underway, and following the loss to Garcia, Matisse made some changes to his camp, adding former 3-time WBA super lightweight champion Juan Martin Koji, one of the best boxers to come out of Argentina. And Molina, of course, trained by veteran Joe Goosen.
Matisse swinging wild. You can see he's having a hard time catching Molina with the size advantage.
Right hand to the body by Matisse.
Now Matisse, I think, doing the right thing going to the body though, and the way he set up that right hand before was by going to the body first.
Overhand right by Molina. Molina with a flair for the dramatics, as we have touched upon in my lone appearance on Showbox with Mr. Boxopedia, Steve Hart, and Raul Marquez, losing every round to Mickey Bay, and in the final minute of the 10th round, scored a dramatic knockout, one of the knockouts of the year in 2013. Did the same to Hank Lundy. But so far, so good here against Lucas Matisse. Very competitive to begin the proceedings.
Right, he might not need that heroic comeback as he had in the past. He's doing a very good job. He won the last round, in my opinion, and he seems to be winning this round.
Stop. Come here, stop, break, come here, both of you, come here. None of that. None of that. Box.
Molina sparred with middleweights, a lot of middleweights during the course of sparring, he said, to really get himself ready for this fight. One of the big, powerful men.
Exchange on the inside.
Matisse is actually having a pretty good round with the body shots and the overhand rights.
All right, let him out, good.
Coming up on the final 60 seconds of the second round. They both have tasted each other's power early. Straight right hand through the guard by Molina. Has a 2-inch reach advantage.
And what makes this fight so interesting is we've already seen it. Both have fight-changing power, and so you don't know when that moment's going to come.
Oh, the right hand by Molina. Matisse absorbed it. And now Matisse goes down. Second time in his career. The right hand by Molina. Matisse down in back-to-back fights.
And the way Matisse's holding tells you he was hurt.
So Matisse tasting the power of John Molina and goes down in round number 2.
This is how a short right hand from Molina would send Matisse down. Now, he didn't get a lot of great leverage on that punch, which shows you how much power John Molina has in that right hand, and it's been an important weapon for him over the years in scoring his knockout wins. Windmilling with that right hand, and again, not leverage, but lots of power. And we look at it again as Matisse on the inside, squaring himself up to Molina and making himself an inviting target.
Matisse went down in round number 11 with his right eye completely swelled shut against Danny Garcia with a right hand, but it's early in this fight where he goes down courtesy of the John Molina right hand. So now John Molina in round 3 wanting to keep the pressure on Matisse. Matisse wanting to get back into this fight.
See the Matisse jab early on. That's a punch he needs to use more in this fight. It helps set his other punches up. In this round, he's coming out with it.
As I've noticed every time Matisse jabs or he throws a punch, Molina backs up straight with his hands down and his head up. That's a big problem. He doesn't want to get caught. Even though he has Lucas has the smaller reach, he don't want to back up because he'll be vulnerable to a strong right hand.
And you can feel in this outdoor stadium that you can still feel the tension of wondering who's going to land the next big punch.
Double jab to the top of Molina's head by Matisse.
Molina, I think, would benefit from also using at least a touch jab to set up the right hand instead of always throwing it as lead punch.
And I thought that's what he was almost doing there, Al, was a bit of a probing pine jab. You're right, not fully committing to it. There's a right hand and a left by Molina. Matisse, and the referee already signaling that it was a clash of heads. And unfortunately, Matisse with another eye injury, this one on the left eye, courtesy of an accidental clash of heads.
It would appear that it was a clash of heads.
That's what Russell said. Nasty gash. Yeah.
You good? He's okay? Fight continues.
Dr. Eddie Ayub, the chief MD, inspecting the cut, allowing Matisse to continue. So, Daniel, not the way Lucas Matisse wanted to begin things here tonight.
Absolutely not. He definitely didn't want to come off to this start. I think he's a bit surprised at how Molina is fighting. I think we're all surprised, but, you know, at the fighters meeting, he said he believes in himself. He's very confident. He's going to come in there. He's not going to take a step back, and he's going to get the victory tonight.
Duck your head inside, John.
And very important moments here. If this fight goes into the third round, and the fight would be stopped because of the cut, or excuse me, into the fourth, it would be, it could be go to the scorecards.
30 seconds left in the third. Matisse went down in round 2, now suffered a nasty cut over his left eye, courtesy of a clash of heads in round 3. Jab by Matisse connects.
Nice jab by Matisse.
Final 10 seconds of another drama-filled round. We're going to round number 4 here in Carson, California.
And as I indicated, if it goes into the fourth round here, the fight, if it's stopped because of a clash of heads, if we get into the fourth round, they will go to the scorecards.
Does it hurt? Does it hurt you?
To see who won this fight, if the clash of heads does it.
Doesn't hurt. Doesn't hurt.
We look at how their heads came together. Matisse trying to use the jab, and Molina initiating the action dramatically. Not saying he did it on purpose, but there's no question his head was the one that moved forward in a dramatic fashion. And we see how the damage that was done from that clash of heads.
And we've just been informed as well, there's a bad cut behind the left ear of John Molina. So round 4 underway. A blood and guts battle thus far here between Lucas Matisse and John Molina. Left hook connects by Matisse. Double jab, there's a jab and a right hand, and now they're swinging for the fences.
All right, don't do that, don't do that. Stop, come here. Okay, you cannot do that, don't do that. Box.
Matisse is using that good jab. Body and head. Great jab on Matisse.
And again, as Al Bernstein alluded to, this fight will be official after the bell, ending round number 4. As Matisse backs Molina up. Jab from Molina. Left hook grazed the body of Molina, and Matisse looking to jab the body, which of course could set up the left hook upstairs.
Oh, absolutely. That's the perfect shot to set up, especially since Molina's going back with his hands down. If he can get caught with that left hook, it might be over.
And now we saw Matisse's compatriot Marcos Maidana do exactly that against Adrian Broner with a jab to the body followed by the left hook.
Precisely, and Lucas Matisse has found the rhythm here in this round in a big way.
Oh, the jab stuck there by Matisse.
And it's all really because of that jab. That's opened everything up.
Terrific action here between Matisse and Molina. Loading up.
All right, stop. Great, take a step back, good.
And remember that the Molina right hand that hurt Matisse early is still active and makes this still very, very much in doubt.
Final minute of the 4th round. Matisse down in round 2, courtesy of the Molina right. Accidental clash of heads produced a cut over his left eye in round 3. In 48 seconds, this fight will be official. And of course, the fans hope to see a lot more of what they're getting thus far, as do all of us.
Great overhand right by Matisse. He's coming on strong this round.
Stacks him with the jab. Molina with the left hook.
Headbutts, watch your head.
Referee Pat Russell very active in this fight. Straight right through the guard by Molina. Jab right, Matisse getting it on here.
I love Molina's mentality. He gets hit behind the head. He's hit him right behind the head. You know, he said, you're going to do me dirty, I'm going to do you dirty. So this is turning out to be a very aggressive fight. I'm loving it.
Tremendous action here between Molina and Matisse.
Get the cup back up. Outside the tent.
You gotta be outside.
Outside that tent.
Man, there you go. Okay, good. All right, one more round.
He's trying to go over the top on it, you know that. Yeah. So stay inside on it, so ride that back. Okay. When you see him coming in, you see him jumping in, and that guy gets in the front of the
From the overhead, we will see how Lucas Matisse was able to use the jab, back Molina up, and then land the overhand right. And I mentioned at the beginning of this fight that the jab is such an important weapon for Matisse. When he uses it, he's so much more effective. And by the way, from that replay, you can see the cut on the
It's actually
left
above,
side of the head.
It's not just above the ear, it is in the hair. And you know, you talk about offense, that's what we're seeing here, but defensively speaking, Matisse's last four opponents has landed 40% of their power shots, while Molina's last four opponents landed 47% of their power shots. So defense not exactly in a premium with these two.
And that's the best recipe for a great fight, because these fight fans are expecting to see just that.
All right, you got his head. Let him out.
Again, an overhand right by Matisse. He has power in both the right and the left hook. The left hook's what sent Peterson down, but the right hand he's used for several of his knockouts.
Matisse in the black with light blue as he tags Molina, who is sporting the black, white, and yellow.
Watch your head. Stop. Now go.
After 4 rounds, here is the unofficial scoring, courtesy of the Showtime trio.
Well,
right hand connects. Sorry, I'll go ahead.
both Daniel and I have Molina ahead and Steve Farhad has Matisse ahead as they continue to battle away here.
Watch your heads inside, gents.
Yeah, I think Molina is doing just enough, especially with that knockdown. I think he's deserved to be up in this fight at the moment. But you definitely can't count Matisse out. He's on strong this round. Coming with body shots, strong overhand rights.
But Matisse leading with the jab.
Robert, hold on, let the hands go, let him go.
Good body shot to the midsection by Matisse.
Midpoint of round 5, right hand by Matisse. Molina comes back with a right of his own.
And a reminder again about John Molina. And go back to that Mickey Bay fight when he was losing every single round and just about and came on to knock Bay out. So however these rounds go, both these men are dangerous.
Coming off that very competitive fight, one of the most anticipated battles of last year, Lucas Matisse, a huge favorite coming into this fight, but he is in very tough against John Molina. And even if no one else believed in Molina, Molina believes in himself and is acquitting himself very well here, Daniel.
Oh, absolutely. At the beginning of the fight, before the referee called the guys to the center of the ring, Molina did
and down goes Matisse with another right hand. He is pleading his case that it was a shot behind his head.
Wow.
Hey, come here. All right, come here.
And so, the second knockdown of the fight. And just as I was talking about Molina, the chants of Molina ringing through the StubHub Center, they now believe in the California native.
We will have a chance to see it on the replay, but it may well have been behind the head. Matisse may have had a point, but it stands as a knockdown.
15 seconds left.
All right, fair goes down. No. Step out. Don't hold him inside, John.
And I don't know if any pundit or hardcore fan expected this. Matisse down twice in the fight as he now puts the pressure on Molina as we go to round 6.
Are you okay? Come on, breathe deep. More, a little more water.
Come on.
Round 6.
We will get a chance to see exactly where this punch landed.
Listen to me.
As we look at the knockdown. The right hand will come from Molina. It's, you know, that's a judgment call. You could make the case it was toward the back of the head, but Pat Russell from the other side probably would not have been able to see this in any case.
Yeah,
that's behind the back of the head. Yeah. When you look at it from that angle, there's no question that it appears that way. But it will remain a knockdown.
Round 6 underway. And immediately Matisse on the attack. Blocks that right hand from Molina, sneaks the jab in, and now they clinch, and things will get rough here on the inside. Molina pinned along the ropes.
I feel as though the reason why Molina has so much success with that overhand right, because he throws it at a really good angle. Oh, good left hook from Molina. He throws the right overhand right at a good angle where Matisse cannot see it. That's why he's been able to be so successful.
Matisse remains committed to the jab, and again, that's helping him in these rounds.
Now, Matisse corralling Molina momentarily in the corner, but Molina muscling his way out and pinning Matisse along the ropes momentarily as things get physical. 1 minute gone in the 6th.
This is not a fight for the faint of heart.
Matisse trying to establish the jab.
Great overhand right.
Taking a look at the power punches round by round, courtesy of Show Stats.
And it demonstrates that, for the most part, Lucas Matisse has been consistent in controlling the power punches, but the 2 knockdowns by Molina more than evening up the score.
Just past the halfway point of round 6, the crowd chanting Molina. And then there's a mix of Matisse chants in there as well. Always a great crowd here at the StubHub Center, being treated to another tremendous fight, and they've seen a few in this venue, Al.
That's for sure. And you know, Matisse is controlling these rounds. He's controlling this one.
And he just hurt Molina with the uppercut. He's holding on for dear life at the moment.
John, you got a free hand, Lucas.
Right hand over the top by Molina. Final minute of the 6th. Matisse swimming in, again close, left hook, blocked by Matisse, misses with the overhand right. They both miss now. Matisse muscling Molina along the ropes.
Molina needs to circle around the ring and stay off those ropes.
Yeah, who's going to win this battle of attrition, the battle of inches on the inside? Left hook by Matisse, right uppercut by Molina.
Watch those hands.
Good combination by Matisse.
All right, I got a question. Don't punch, John. Right, now go.
Right hand by Molina. And Molina putting the pressure on Matisse. More great action here in round 6.
Time up punching.
Let's go to Jim Gray.
All right, Mo, thank you very much. Carlos Molina will fight Adrian Broner next week on the Mayweather card. Big opportunity for you. How has your training camp and preparation gone?
It's been great. I've been training in San Diego for the past 6 weeks. You know, it's been hell. Training camp's been hell, but I'm excited that this fight's finally coming up.
Do you feel as though you're catching him at a good time or a bad time coming off his loss to Danny Garcia?
You know, I think it's a great time for the fans because we're both coming off defeats and we both got something to prove. So we're gonna give it our all that night.
Correction, Maidana is who he lost to, but now you have this opportunity and you want to make the most of it. What do you have to do to be successful?
You know, I just gotta let my hands fly in there, man. I've been working hard in the gym. We're ready. We're ready to give them a war, and you know, it's a pay-per-view fight, so you know we got to perform.
All right, Carlos. We look forward to seeing you.
Thank you.
Mayweather next week. Back to you, Mo.
All right, that fight, a part of the stacked pay-per-view coming your way from Las Vegas 1 week from tonight, of course, culminating with the Floyd Mayweather-Marcos Maidana showdown for the welterweight championship of the world, and we've got a junior welterweight scrap for the ages unfolding before us here.
You know, in the last round, Lucas Matisse controlled virtually the entire round, but right at the end, John Molina landed a right hand that stunned him. That's this fight in microcosm, and it's every fight for Molina in microcosm.
Agreed.
Left hook counter by Molina.
All right, let his hands go. There you go.
Right uppercut followed by the left hand by Matisse, getting on the inside, but Molina keeping him at bay with those left hooks.
Matisse is coming on very strong this round with a great overhand right to the jaw of Molina.
3 hands.
As we are into the second half of this 12-rounder, let's take a look at the unofficial scoring at the midway point of the fight.
Not surprisingly, some differences here. Steve, you've got it even, and I suspect it's part of not every round being a 10-8 round with the knockdowns for Molina.
Yeah, it's amazing that Molina, the quote-unquote smaller fighter, is taking all these shots. But something to keep in mind, when Molina scored that second knockdown, even if you think it was an illegal blow, the judges have to score it the way the ref ruled it.
Correct.
10-8.
Right hand followed by a left hook to the body by Matisse. Left hook upstairs by Molina. And they are just exchanging power shots here. There's a jab from Molina. Final 60 seconds of the 7th.
Matisse is controlling these rounds, landing more punches and doing better work. But from time to time, Molina will land a big shot.
But I'm actually surprised at how well Molina is able to take Lucas Matisse's punching power, especially coming up from a lower weight class.
You got 3 hands. Let him go.
Well, he told us that quick loss to DeMarco was an aberration, and guess what? It's true.
Molina has only been officially knocked down once, back in August of 2007 against southpaw Ron Boyd. He's taking all of Matisse's power thus far here in this fight with 20 seconds left in the 7th.
Brutal fight.
An amazing scrap. And you can hear the reaction from the crowd. They're loving every scintillating second.
Stop with the bell.
We are through 7.
In the last round, Lucas Matisse landing a lead right hand. In that case, he didn't need the jab to set it up. And then was able to land a very nice combination, using the hook and then the right hand and then going to the body. So Lucas Matisse showing us his whole arsenal there. And later on in the round, again, Matisse backing Molina up and landing and throwing more punches. And that's the thing, Matisse is throwing combinations, Molina more often one punch at a time.
So as round 8 begins, to recap what we've seen thus far, as they get off to another quick start, Matisse with the jab. Matisse went down with 35 seconds left in round 2 from a short right hand. He then went down again in round 5 with 47 seconds left in the round from an overhand right that appeared to be on the back of his head as he clips Molina with the right hand. Double jab by Matisse.
He's using that jab very effective this whole fight. It's serving him well, especially against a long, rangy fighter. It's surprising to see Lucas Matisse land so many jabs as he is, but he's being very successful as he lands a huge left hand.
This is a brutal battle between Matisse and Molina. We can hear every thudding blow.
And in my keys to victory that we never actually had a chance to use, I said, remember to use the jab for Matisse. Well, he has certainly remembered it here, and it is a key to how well he's doing now.
This is as good as boxing gets. Both men going back, toe-to-toe, back and forth in the center of the ring, fans going crazy. I'm excited about this fight, guys.
And remember, occasionally Molina throws in a right hand. He has twice knocked down and several times hurt Matisse with it. So it could change.
Punches up. You got free hands.
Midway point of round 8. Looking at our unofficial scoring, which has undergone a change as they continue to brutalize each other.
Well, Steve, with Matisse ahead, and I've got a draw, and Daniel with Molina still ahead by a large margin.
I think Molina's doing enough to win, although this round he's losing.
And of course, that is very unofficial.
It is beautiful, it is brutal, it is boxing at its best. John Molina and Lucas Matisse unwilling to give each other an inch as they continue to go toe-to-toe.
Matisse really dominating this round, but Molina game as could possibly be.
No shoulders.
Good overhand.
Another right hand by Matisse. The double jab, counter right from Molina, misses with the hook.
If I'm noticing right, I'm looking at Molina's face, and it seems to be just a bit gassed.
And Matisse and Molina goes down, and the referee's ruling it a knockdown, so he is down for the first time in his career. Make that the second time. And actually, it's interesting, as Matisse goes on the battle, the first time Molina was knocked down in his career, he felt that he was stepped on in similar fashion there, stumbled down and goes down. What a fight!
You know, you're leaving, why you're leaving your head on this side of the gun. Okay, you can't do that. Now look, I want you to get your shit together right now. You're not going to let this guy get back in the fight. You hear me? You got 2 knockdowns on that, John. Oh, look.
Here's where Molina in trouble. They would score this a knockdown. Well, it's a push. There's really no question it's a push. You know, with all due respect, and Pat Russell's a fine referee, that one I think was a push. And there's no question that Matisse was landing good punches, and it had Molina in some trouble. But at the end of the day, here's where he gives him a shove. Now, you could say this is karma because maybe the knockdown of Matisse was not appropriate because it was behind the head.
Round 9. If the StubHub Center had a roof, these two have already blown it off.
And they reminded John Molina in the corner, you know, you've got 2 knockdowns, which means they feel he's got 2 10-8 rounds, which they are reminding him puts him in the fight still if he can just hang in there. If he can hang in there.
Matisse is coming on very strong right now.
Pulverizing shots by Matisse. Jacks the jaw with the left. Molina, unbelievable in the amount of punishment that he can absorb.
Good right hand from Molina.
Hemmed in the corner. Matisse with another overhand right. Left hook to the body, left hook upstairs by Matisse.
Matisse's double left hook, very effective. There it is.
And now Molina switches him in, and Matisse had his back on the ropes.
Double left hook by Matisse. Right cross. Unbelievable.
This round has been all Lucas Matisse.
Through 8 rounds, the scoring continues to change, courtesy of our Showtime crew.
And again, it's unofficial, but Steve, you have Matisse ahead as I do in this match.
I'm scoring Matisse ahead only so that we can get that dramatic comeback from Molina.
Exactly. It's all academic, isn't it? Okay.
A minute left in the 9th.
And of course, Steve has called John Molina fights like the Bay fight where he showed he could come back.
One of my favorite calls thus far in boxing.
Yeah,
Al.
you guys had a good night.
Jab, a jab again from Matisse. follows it up with the overhand right. Daniel, they are just standing toe-to-toe and brutalizing each other with Matisse getting the better of it here.
Oh, I'm sitting here at awe at the moment. This is just a great, brutal fight. This is what you love to see in the sport of boxing. As Lucas Matisse pauses and throws a sharp overhand right to his head. Good overhand right again.
15 seconds left in what has been another wild round.
Don't push him.
Double right, left hook. Matisse is indeed the fighting machine tonight, but there's a left hook counter by Molina.
Unbelievable.
The Argentine fans excited, and why not? The left hook, we talked about, the double left hook for Lucas Matisse has been a major weapon for him. And he has power in both the left and the right. And people think he's just a right-handed puncher, but that left hook is tremendous. Now in a different sequence, you see him doing it again, ripping those hooks. It was open for him, and so he kept using it. Some would suggest that Matisse's left hook is more powerful even than his right. John Molina, amazingly, still standing.
Okay, you're okay? Just listen to me. Keep the lateral movements going. Come and with the lateral movements, come out with it.
Mouthpiece Lucas.
Round 10 begins of what has been another pitched battle that will go down in the annals of boxing. In the rich boxing history here at the Stump Up Center, Mauro Ranallo along with Al Bernstein,
Let him go.
Daniel Jacobs, Brian Kenny, Jim Gray and the rest of our crew as Matisse again follows behind that jab. What adjustments does Molina have to make to try to avoid this onslaught, Daniel?
He needs to use his reach. He needs to circle the ring. I understand he doesn't want to take a step back. He wants to fight his fight. But as an experienced fighter, he needs to circle and adjust.
Well, the other thing he needs to do is use the jab to try to set up the right hand. He hasn't been using that jab to do it.
Right hand over the top by Matisse. Left hook. And it's really all Matisse here in round 10 as 1 minute is gone as Molina misses with the wild right. Nice shot to the body by Matisse. Oh, Molina eats another solid left hand. Double left hook, and it's all Matisse.
And Molina's calling him right on, said, bring it on. Whatever you got, I can take it. Let's go.
A minute and a half remaining in the 10th. John Molina's nickname is the Gladiator. Both are proving to be that here tonight.
I don't think anyone thought Molina could stand up to this kind of onslaught to
And you wonder
Matisse.
how much more he can take out.
He's really polarizing him at the moment. Lucas Matisse is coming on strong.
Man, he is taking all kinds of punishment. And yes, you can ask Mickey Bay and Hank Lundy, each undefeated at the time they faced Molina. As the great Yankee whipper once said, Yogi Berra, it ain't over till it's over with John Molina in the fight.
Now, the difference between the Mickey Bay fight and the Lundy fight is Matisse is hurting Molina more.
And you wonder how much more. And down goes Molina after a brutal onslaught.
5, 6, 7. Hey, come here, John. Are you okay? You gotta show me something right now or this fight's over.
Molina goes down for the second time in the fight, third time in his career. Matisse's been down twice. A legendary scrap here at the Stump Up Center. They continue to go toe-to-toe. What more do you want?
Knockdown. If you don't turn, if you don't cover up, if you fire with them, you'll hit them.
okay? And you'll hurt him. But you can't do it if you got your head down. You understand that? Your head goes. You understand me? Spit right here. Spit. Go, we're on a deal. What's that? Back up. Good. Back up. Back up. Don't put your hands on him.
Finally, John Molina.
You got a big gash in your head. You're not.
That's the back of his head. It ain't the front of his head.
Shut up.
No, don't tell me to shut up. Joe, what the fuck are you talking to? Joe,
Maybe like this.
Joe. It's okay. He's a ring doctor. He's a ring doctor. Calm down. Yeah, he's fine. He's all right. Okay, now look. That's not what happened. Hey, Doc. What's that? Doc, they're okay.
Well, intensity throughout this building, including in the corner.
You can't take any more punishment, okay? Well, wait a minute. You're gonna have to make it. Wait a minute. Doctor's got me on orders. This guy's been down. No, that's not it. That's not it. Hey, you better start swinging with him. You understand? Okay? Here you go. Here we go.
So lots of drama in the Molina corner. Trainer Joe Goosen a little frustrated, but the doctor had to do his job. Referee Pat Russell saying he won't allow him to take much more punishment. Round 11 begins.
It looks like Lucas Matisse is coming to finish the job. He came straight at him with a straight right hand. You know, Al, he goes down. It seems to be over.
And that is it. A tremendous fight ends with the very valiant and game John Molina on his back. Lucas Matisse survives 2 knockdowns and returns in very impressive fashion here tonight. What a fight.
What a fight.
Lucas Matisse records the 33rd victory via form of knockout in one of his toughest fights yet. And for John Molina, who suffers his 4th loss, I know he will be disappointed, Al, but that is a blood and guts warrior through and through.
And as Lucas Matisse got off to such a difficult start in this fight, a knockdown, a clash of heads that created a cut, he was able to come back. Now here in round 10, he would send Molina down with a volley of punches, combination punching, every variety of punch you can imagine from Lucas Matisse. And again, as we take a look at that round 10 knockdown, it all started with an overhand right, but the ever-present jab there as well. And Matisse throwing combination punching, ripping to both the body and the head. The left hook, which was a major weapon for him, was mixed into that. And as I said, the variety of punches there, very impressive. And he would send Molina down. That was in round 10. And we'll see it one more time, and you'll see the hand speed of Matisse as he continues to push forward and throw these combinations, landing the straight right and using the uppercut as well as part of it. The punch numbers reveal the fact that Lucas Matisse was an amazingly accurate puncher, landing nearly 50% of the punches he threw, and of course great power punches. For John Molina, the 2 knockdowns is what kept him in the fight for a while, but only for a while.
Let's go to Jimmy Lennon Jr. to make it official.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have the time of 22 seconds in round number 11. He is the winner by way of knockout. He is now the WBC Continental America's super lightweight champion, the Machine, Lucas Martin, La Máquina Matisse.
Matisse Molina now bonded by blood. A tremendous tilt here as Lucas Matisse improves to 35-3 with 1 no decision. 33 wins coming inside.